outer city, we don't really have, like, you know, like, every time we have somebody, like, we had Tyson. Tyson was a perfect outer city hero because he represented us because he was always on the edge. They always wanted to make him a different type of person, and he would never be that. He would always be on the edge. And they hated that. And I felt like they punished him because he never, like, legitimized himself. He hung in clubs. He was the only person I know that had millions that hung around with rappers. The only black person I know that made it to that millionaire status and that treated rappers with some kind of dignity without being like, 1, 2, 1, 2, oh. That's what every entertainment person that's black, that has money, that's every way they look at rappers, just like white people do. They look at us like ignorant people with mics, holding out jocks, with Kangos and big gold chains. Mike Tyson was the only person I can remember being a millionaire, just being like a real brother. And that was our hero, and I want to be like that. And I want more like that. It's like we don't have nobody that's up there to help pull us up. Everybody's struggling to get up there so we can pull somebody up. But once somebody get up there, they all leave the ropes. And we just need somebody to be up there, and a lot more of us can come up if we just get one greedy person to throw the rope back over so some more people could come. But they all get up there. As soon as they get up there, there's this welcoming committee, the big society. They all tell them, okay, the first thing you do now that you're up here is cut the rope and get away from the wall. So they all act like they can't see us, but we are here. And if they bring their tired, greedy behinds back to the wall and look over, they'll see us and throw the rope back over and let us get up. That's all I want.
You have some lyrics in here, but I don't want to be a role model.
Yeah.
What are you saying with that?
It's that when I say I don't want to be a role model in the song because when I say I want to be a role model, that would limit me. Or when I let somebody put the label role model on me, it limits me. Because, look at those words, role model. Both of those are fake words. Role playing and just to model, you know what I'm saying? That's fake. I'm real. Being real, I drink. You know what I'm saying? I hang out, I party, I do things that 21-year-olds do. And even worse, because I didn't have a childhood. I'm reliving my childhood. I live life to its fullest. I make mistakes, but I do things that some college kids wouldn't do. You know what I'm saying? Because I live from my heart. I just have fun. So it's like, I don't want to be a role model. I just want to be real. I stay cold. I set goals, take control, drink out my own bottle. I'm not a lush or crazy like that, but I mean, I'm responsible. I handle my own business, you know, and I mind my own business, and I do my own thing. That's how it is. And if anybody can learn from that, they should. If anybody gets inspired from that, they should. Anybody got any advice on how I should change, they should keep it. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. I think that people, not only the rich people have responsibility to give, but the not so rich, because poor to me is without nothing. Like when people say, oh, I was poor, I seem like everybody black has the right to be poor now. That's not true. Poor is not just for black folks. I think that rich black people need to give to poor white folks. You know what I'm saying? And poor Korean people, whatever. It's not like a color, and this is for real. It's not a color thing, because what's real bad, I mean, I'm gonna answer your question, but to me, what's real bad is kids that don't get presents on Christmas. I think adults shouldn't get presents till the kids get all the presents. Because ain't that what it's supposed to be about? Even when you do turn 13 and you know there's no Santa Claus, it's still just for those years when you thought it was. That made life that much more better. And these days, like in the rhyme, it says, we grew up BC, before crack, you and me. We grew up way before all this crazy stuff happened with the AKs and AIDS and all that. Imagine a rough Christmas with all of that and no Christmas. All of this that we got to go through for 365 days a year, and there's no Christmas. Because we know Christmas is relief day. So all of this with no relief day. That's hard. That's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of stress. That makes you go crazy. So I hope I kind of forgot the question.
You're saying these people, there's an unevenness. There's always wealthy people they should be helping.
Okay, yeah. So to make it even, it's like, okay, if you got 50 bucks, you can give somebody $5. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know if it's been times I gave somebody, these little kids that was at the gas station. It impressed me that them little kids is like 14 and they pumping people's gas. Instead of like taking the money like I would think. That's the easy way. They pumping people's gas. And you know, people is cruel. They'll give you a quarter after watching you inhale vapors and everything. They'll give you a quarter for pumping gas. And I gave them little kids like 50 bucks. They was like,
Thank you, but that teaches them the worst. That teaches them that when you work hard and being responsible, there's a reward for that. And I think that just like I did that, corporations can do that. And on a big level, just, you know, imagine if a corporation just sent a representative and said, just go hang out in that playground. And when you tell them you see the one, whatever kid is the coolest and shares the ball or lets the most people play the basketball, we're going to give them a scholarship. You know how many things, I mean, because then that would bring hope. You know what I'm saying? There's no hope. And it's not going to be too many more Christmases without hope. You know what I'm saying? Not to make it just about Christmas, it's not going to be too many more days without hope. Because if there's hopelessness, there's revolution, and there's, you know, there's change. And if there's change, I mean, somebody's going to end up on the bottom, and that doesn't have to happen. It doesn't have to be a we on bottom, you on top thing all the time. It could be just the let's spread this.
When there's hopelessness, there's that, or when there's hope, there's that?
I think that when there's hopelessness, people revolt. Because it's like there's nothing that's like, you know, it's like we're going, is America going to help us ever? You know, because, I mean, we know for a long time they haven't. Are they ever? And it's like all these things are showing us no. And you know there's somebody going, no, they're not going to help you. No, they're not going to help you. And then, of course, we seeing, no, they're not helping us.
Everybody needs a little help on the way to relying on yourself.
Yeah.
Tell me about that line.
Because this world is such a, and when I say this world, I mean it. I don't mean in an ideal sense. I mean in every day, every little thing you do. It's such a, gimme, gimme, gimme. Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like, you taught that from school, everywhere. Big business, if you want to be successful, you want to be like Trump, gimme, 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 push, 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 step, 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 crush, crush, crush. That's how it all is. And it's like, nobody ever stopped. Just, you know, I feel like, instead of us just being like, slavery's bad, slavery's down, bad whitey, bad whitey. I mean, all right, let's stop that. And everybody's smart enough to know that, I mean, we've been slighted. And we want ours. And I don't mean by, like, ours, 40 acres and a mule, because we're past that. But we need help. I mean, for us to be on our own 2 feet, us meaning youth or us meaning black people, whatever you want to take it for us to be on our own 2 feet, we do need help. Because we have been here, we have been a good friend. If you want to make it a relationship type thing, we have been there, and now we deserve our payback. It's like you got a friend that you don't never look out for. You know, you dressed up in jewels. Now America's got jewels, and they paid and everything, and they lending money to everybody except us. Everybody need a little something, and to be independent. No independent person just grew up and was born independent. You worked and you learned teamwork and you learned cooperation and unity and struggle, and then you became independent. And we have to teach that and instill that. And why is it that they want to do that? I mean, if this is truly a melting pot in the country where we care about it and Lady Liberty got a hand like this, she really loves us, then we really need to be like that. And it needs to be the black kids. And if there's a white person who got money, then you need to help them. He need to help black kids, Mexican kids, Korean kids, whatever. But it need to be real. And it need to be before we all die and then you say, oh, I made a mistake. We should have gave them some money. We really should have helped these folks. It's going to be too late. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when you got to pay your own karma. And that's when God make you punish, when God punishes you. Because I feel like, you know, it's too much money here. I mean, nobody should be hitting lotto for $36 million and we got people starving in the streets. That is not idealistic. That's just real. That is just stupid. There's no way Michael Jackson should have, or whoever Jackson, should have $1,000,000 billion and then there's people starving. There's no way. There's no way that these people should own planes and their people don't have houses, apartments, shacks, drawers, pants,